Hello, everyone. What day is it? It's Tuesday. I don't know if wherever you are in lockdown. I know that in Greater Sydney, there are a lot of us that are still trapped at home, and I know that our lovely friends down in Vic are getting out at midnight tonight, so that's exciting. But I just thought we would jump on today and do a bit of a check-in. I'm homeschooling this little one at the back, who I've said to her to be nice and quiet while we jump on this live, but I'm just going to get Jess to join our call. Is our content editor, and we are always catching up to do our Monday musings, but we haven't done them for a little while because we have been so busy at home with kids. Jess, hello.
I'm in.
I'm
close.
I'm talking to you like I haven't seen you in ages, but we were just chatting on another Zoom, so that's a bit disingenuous. But I was just saying, Jess, obviously Greater Sydney, we're in lockdown. Melbourne's coming out at midnight tonight. It is such a weird and strange time, but there's no excuse. We don't want our lovely catch-ups to fall off the radar.
Exactly. Now more than ever, we need connection, right? So we've got to keep doing it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Connection has certainly been the theme, I guess, of our conversation this week. Hey, Zoe. Someone that used to work with us. Hey, hi. So many people on here, which is awesome. Popping up, see some familiar names there. But yes, exactly. Connection is certainly the theme. And I know, Jess, you're always working on such wonderful articles for the community. So I thought, why not just touch, hi Zoe. I thought, why not just touch base with everyone, check in, tell us how you're feeling, tell us, I know that there are so many different people with different support networks during this time, and I'm always doing these expert videos on pregnancy and birth and all the rest, but I think just anyone in general is probably feeling it this time around because it is different. I know, I mean, for you, Jess, you've just moved house.
I have. It's which was kind of actually, I think, a blessing in a lot of ways because I'm forced to be home anyway, so I'm trying to unpack. Not that I'm finished yet, but it's kind of forced me to just bunker down and stay home, and it's a new environment, so I guess it's kind of fresh, and it's kind of made lockdown harder in some ways because I've had a lot to do, but it's made it easier in a lot of ways because I guess it's a new fresh environment, so I'm trying to kind of be positive and new surroundings.
You do too.
Yeah,
exactly. And I think connection village, connection is key. It sure is. Exactly. And I think too, it's funny because I know that I personally always try and look for the silver linings whenever we're going through anything like this. I always try and check every single day about what's something new and amazing that's happened during this time. I look at the fact that I'm not wasting time going back and forth to the office, so I think I've earned that extra time. I'm going to start a new ritual. So for me, it's been running. I've been doing the amazing Taria Pitt's running program, which you're doing it too, Jess.
Yes, I am. I actually did. I haven't been sticking. I'm admitting this on live, but I haven't been sticking to it. But I've been trying. But this morning I did the sprints for the first time, like the splits.
The interval splits.
Oh, that was tough. I've been very cheekily avoiding those up until now, but I did those this morning. I was proud.
Yes.
It's tough.
It is tough. You know what? I'm always my worst enemy because, someone else is always more important than me. The kids, the meal, the work. And I remember at Taria's event, she said about the fact that there's always going to be the washing and there's always going to be this and there's always going to be that.
Yeah.
And exactly. And last night, I literally was cooking dinner, bathing kids, getting into my running gear, literally all at the same time. I even burnt myself because I was half dressed with, cooking sausages or something so ridiculous. But it was like, yes, I could still sit here on my computer or be managing kids, or I could actually go and take 20 minutes to get outside and run around the block. And it makes such a difference if you just can find that window of time.
That was me this morning. I was lying in bed and I did not want to get out of bed, but I just said, that you will feel so much better after and I didn't because I hated the splits, but about 20 minutes after I got back, I felt so much better. And then sitting down at my desk to start work, I was so much clearer. And it's hard in that moment though to pull yourself out of bed, or to, like, when it's so much easier when you've got so much to do.
Absolutely. And I think everyone's situation is different, like we were saying about the whole connection thing. It's that, you know, some people have support, some don't. It really is about, finding those moments of time if you can. It could be, you know, jumping on the floor for a 15-minute little Pilates.
Exactly.
Session.
I guess, being adaptable and, not being rigid with your routines, especially in these kind of times. You have to just find ways to get stuff done. Whether it's support or whether it's exercise or anything. I think it's just being flexible, right?
Be flexible. And I love that carousel we did the other day, Jess. It was about, it must have been yesterday, the surviving lockdown at home with kids. And then I know that you've just written something that you're going to talk about from a support perspective. But I think it's like you need to have a plan and a guide and to kind of know what you're doing each day, because that does certainly help you navigate things. But you also need to know when perhaps the kids are picking up on the stress and the anxiety of what's going on. Here we go. Yeah, someone's fallen over. But we need to know when to pick up on their cues and when they maybe need us to dive in. Like now, this is an attention thing, I'm sure.
Well, that's the thing with kids in general, right? I think like I'm all for structure and routine, but it's also you've got to read them and you've got to read the moment, read the room. And,
exactly. Have a spontaneous dance party if you need to, or, you know, let them stay up a little bit late, put the TV on, whatever it might be. There are always these little things you can throw in there. But it certainly is a tough time. So we you know, really spoke about the fact that we want to be here to obviously offer resources, whether it is our wonderful panel of experts, which I know always jump on to do these lives. But Jess, I'd love for you to share. I know that you've just written an article around this as well.
So I just, I was actually, a friend of mine had a baby recently. I think her little one's 8 weeks now. So she's kind of just in that postpartum period. And then we went into lockdown and she was just saying she was struggling with, connection and you get offered, I think now it is a Zoom mothers group. And so she was saying, she didn't feel comfortable doing that and it felt a bit odd. And I totally get that. I think most of us who've been, I mean, a lot of people are uncomfortable with Zoom anyway.
I'm sorry, but those 8-week in mothers group sessions face-to-face were a bit awkward in the beginning.
Well, exactly. They're hard enough in person, let alone sitting on a screen. It feels very disconnected, but I guess that just made me think about what options are available, what support is out there. So I chatted to Jen from Connected Parenting just to get some tips from her and for what she's seeing as well in the hospitals. So so she was chatting about the sibling situation. So when it's a second child or third child, not being able to have the siblings come in. It's just a bit of a rundown piece on some options for support and where you can go, what you can do with your village as well. Obviously, we talk about this idea of the village. You need your village. You can't do it alone.
Yes.
But then lockdown happens and where's your village? Your village is locked down. So it's kind of just some tips about how you can kind of kindly prompt your friends and family to make you some meals or just do things that they can do from afar. Just some stuff like that. So I thought it might be useful in these
I think,
crazy times.
It is. It's so weird and it's so crazy. And I always look at the different situations. My sister lives on her own. She works in the hospital. She goes from 4 walls there to a tiny apartment. And, you know, I was joking with her in the beginning about the fact that sounds like heaven. I just want to be in that apartment of yours by myself without anyone screaming at me. But then I thought, actually, that poor thing is feeling so isolated and so alone and out of touch that, you know, we're caught up in the busy. When you've got kids, especially older kids, you're homeschooling, you've got so much going on that you don't kind of notice so much. It's like you're just going with it. You're just trying to work out what you're doing. But
you just
and I think for those that are probably pregnant, they'd be feeling it as well, because I think we have this idea of what pregnancy and, you know, early parenthood is going to look like. We have the dreams of going to the cafes and going to the groups together and the picnics and all the rest. And suddenly, you know, you've got this fear of, you know, obviously the Delta strain they're talking about is so contagious. So I know myself, even when I'm running, I'm so paranoid going past people. I think, you know, I just don't want to catch it.
Exactly. Well, they're saying, you see some people are exercising with masks and it's, you just don't know, do you? It's it's a fear of the unknown. But as you say about that with the idea of, how you think your pregnancy is going to be, how you think this postpartum newborn period is going to be. We have a great piece from Jen as well on that, on the grieving your idea of what your pregnancy or what your postpartum period was going to look like. So I'll link to that in the article as well, because that's super helpful in this kind of time. To kind of acknowledge that, this is not how you wanted it to be. This is really kind of shitty. And accepting that that's okay to feel like that. And then
absolutely. And I think going back to the thing that I was saying about finding the silver linings, and I kind of went off on a tangent talking about running because that was one of the things, but I think that's what you've also got to do during that time, because I think, and for me, I was very big on having a bubble. I just wanted to make sure that in those early weeks I didn't have too many visitors. I wasn't pushing myself to go out there, and this first 40 days concept I think is so special and so important, because you need to obviously get rest whenever you can, but also too, you're learning something new, you're feeding for the first time, these are so many firsts that you're experiencing with your little one, and I think it's kind of nice not to have the hectic outside world,
the noise. It's just like it's a forced, what I think they call it, is incubation period, that they sometimes call that the fourth trimester, you're kind of forced to do that, to really embrace that fourth trimester and just really lay low and just be about you and your family and your baby. So in a way, it's a nice way to look at it. And you don't have to worry about having visitors over and doing your hair and vacuuming and all that you just don't feel like doing at that time anyway.
Exactly. I was actually just thinking this morning, I wonder if the sales of dry shampoo have gone up dramatically, because none of us can get to the hair. I think
they did last time. I think, didn't the dry shampoo went up and deodorant went down? I think.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. I think it's a pretty scary stage when you can't get to the hairdressers, and I know
it's getting. I was due the first day of lockdown. My hair appointment was that day, so I'm in all sorts.
I was being overly cautious, and I thought, oh no, it wasn't actually the first day of lockdown, it was just before, but we are in Bondi, so we went down a little bit before everyone else. We bunkered down. I'll play it safe, and now I think, God, I wish I kind of put a mask on and risked it. It was just one-on-one hairdressing appointment, but anyway, we do those things. But dry shampoo for the win, I think, during these times, and just like you say, it's bunkering down and being there if you do have a new baby. I think it's a completely different situation if you've got a toddler or you're homeschooling. I just I don't know how people with multiple
that's kids are doing the newborns want to bunker down, the toddlers and the older kids need to get out.
Exactly. And I think that's where what we shared about the whole routine and setting a plan each day really helps, because you can map out those sections of time throughout the day where you can go, you know what, I need to know that I'm going to go out the back on the trampoline or around the block on the bike or whatever it might be, finding those windows of time to really get them engaging. Hello, Jamie. Jamie's on here too. We were just talking about our beautiful experts. You're up next for a live, Jamie. I feel like we need to grab you and chat to you about this whole situation. But yes, I think planning out the day in that way, and I've had to do that obviously with homeschooling with Ishq, who needs a lot of support. She's in year 1 but needs a lot of support with writing and reading and can't do a lot of that on her own, and it is it's like you get this build up of anxiety because you've got my Slack channels of communication at work are pinging every 2 seconds, and it's really hard to be divvying up that focus. So I think it's just really important. On cue, you can say hello. There's people here watching, but you can say hello. Okay.
Hi, Ishq.
Say hi, Jess.
Hi.
We're just talking about you, but we're just going to finish this video call, and then you can put your TV back on. Okay. We're having the afternoon off. How good is that? We've got like I was saying with the time, we schedule the time in the morning for the writing tasks that we have to hand in. And something else that I took for granted is obviously how much and I think kids are quite flexible, but you don't really think about the fact they aren't seeing their friends and they aren't getting that time with them. So yesterday, for the very first time, we scheduled a Zoom play date with one of her friends, and we just put the iPad in the bedroom and they played dollies together. It was very sweet.
That's cute. That's such a great idea, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's something that seems so basic, but I'm like, why didn't I think about this earlier? It gives you time, again, it could be 20, 30 minutes, age dependent. Obviously, if you've got really small little ones, it's a little bit harder. But yeah, I just think it's important for them to have that connection as well.
Yeah.
And if you've got family, why don't you do the Friday night or the weekend family calls with grandparents? Because grandparents are so important in our little ones' lives as well.
Yeah, that's a really hard, I'm finding a lot of people I'm talking to, that's a really hard disconnect, that grandparent grandchild connection during these times as well. Those relationships are so special. And I feel like, so I think,
and your mum moved away too.
Pardon?
And your mum moved away too.
Oh, she hasn't gone yet.
She hasn't?
Yeah, she's going soon though, which, I'll be in all sorts when she goes. But yeah, so she's still close by for now. But yeah, I think getting the grandparents on the Zoom is a really nice idea. I feel like even though we've like all used Zoom to the nth degree, we're all kind of over it. It is something different about actually being able to see each other, like than talking on the phone. It's just that little bit more special if that's all you've got right now.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And it can give you a break. You can put it on and get the kids to do a dance routine or something. I don't know, show off read a book, which is another nice thing you can do, get the grandparents to read a book.
Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah.
You just got to think, I guess, set up these little rituals to make it feel as normal as possible. But I know we have a lot of followers that aren't stuck in Greater Sydney like us. And
yes, it's not everyone, thankfully. It's just
lucky ducks. We have some experts and I get so jealous talking to them because I think, oh gosh, freedom. It's such a novelty, isn't it? Yeah. But we can't whinge because, obviously our friends down south have a lot harder last time.
Exactly. So, there's people out there working really hard to do what they need to do for us. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Doing our part, staying home and doing our best.
Yeah. And someone joining. So yeah, exactly. And I think just from a Kindred perspective, so like I said, obviously Jess has got so many wonderful articles that she's got rolling out. I know you and the team have been very busy actually. If you haven't seen, my mum loves reading to the girls via FaceTime. Isn't that gorgeous?
That's sweet.
Yeah, you can hang the washing. Isn't that such a novelty just to have
that's a really good idea actually. Why haven't I thought of that?
Seriously, think of all these little ways that you can buy yourself time. And I think that comes back to having a plan or a ritual. And like we say, it's not about being rigid. It's just setting those little things up so that you can have time for yourself, just thinking a bit differently. I always love doing activities that will benefit you. I know we did that in the post as well. So it could be that, kids really need that connection time as well. So I think if you've got toddlers or preschoolers or, year one, kindy, they do need you intermittently throughout the day to be diving in for that connection time because that really helps with cooperation. I think if you're there at your computer or working or trying to get the housework and everything done on your phone and they're there like this, look at her looking, trying to get your attention, that really builds up throughout the day and you get to dinner time and it's like things go pear-shaped, it explodes. Exactly. So,
exactly. Did you see that? We haven't chatted about this actually yet. That TED Talk this week.
I meant to share it.
We'll have to share it. Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing.
That she is if anyone's seen it, I don't know if anyone on here watching has seen that TED Talk. She's 7 years old, little Molly. She is just incredible. And she really talks about Kindred is really from conception to kindergarten, we say. And we focus on the first 5 years because they're so fundamentally important to a little one's development. And we know that the brain, 90% of the brain is formed. And, there are so many significant things that happen during those times with the connections. I don't know if Jamie's still here watching, but she'll tell us the technical insights. But I think, she was really just talking about how a game of peekaboo can change the world. And this girl was so articulate and so...
she was amazing.
She's a special kid. So yes, after this, we will definitely share that to our stories. And I think, again, a lot of the support, I am going to be doing my expert lives again weekly. They fell off the last couple of weeks because we've just been in survival mode. We've just been trying to manage, I guess, the exciting stuff that's happening here. We've been so busy with the team. We just launched our new website. So I don't know if you've had a chance to jump on yet or not. Please go and have a play around our new website. The team are on there every single day, you know, making it look amazing, really making sure we've got articles across anything and everything you can think of, but making it really relevant. You know, we try to make things really conversational and really practical, because we know parenting is so overwhelming.
Yeah. Simplify it. Yeah.
Simplify it. And there's some really clever and fun app screens. There's some new features of our app, which I know if Sabia's watching this, he's probably like, shh, don't say anything. You can't say anything yet. But over the last month, we've actually been building out some incredible new features for our app, which we're very, very excited about. We have a bit of a plan. For those of you that haven't downloaded our app, please do so. It's free. It's now on Android and iOS. And we basically live and breathe to fill out this app with the most incredible resources for you. We make sure that we team up with the best experts. And I've actually just signed on a few more, which again, I'm going to be announcing soon, which I'm very excited about. I haven't seen any of their names pop up yet, so I won't announce them just yet.
Yes.
But yeah, we really do want to make sure that that resource is there for you, and we're giving you that information throughout, you know, pregnancy in those first 5 years. We try to inform parents so that they can make a choice that's right for them and their family. But before you get to that fact, we don't want someone to end up, you know, at a certain stage in their baby's development and go, oh my gosh, I wish I would have known this back then. We like to work with our experts to understand, when do, you know, people need to know about this stuff? Is it that we need to talk about it in pregnancy so you're prepared for when you have the baby? Or, you know, are there certain milestones with breastfeeding or introducing solids? Whatever it might be, there are so many significant milestones, and we really look across the board. We don't just go with one expert. We look at different angles and different perspectives. So Jess, I know that you work hard, obviously, on that side as well.
Yeah, and it's like, I guess I'm coming at it from a real mum perspective. So obviously we've got all our experts, but yeah, Emmy and I kind of come at it from the on the ground. Not quite in the moment of all the phases, but yeah, trying to really get in that mindset of where you were when you were pregnant, when you were first pregnant, when you were about to have your baby, in those first few weeks, and trying to really come at it and think about what I wanted to see in those times, or what I needed in those times. And
the real moments, the raw, honest motherhood moments, the stuff that we know. Yeah, exactly. And this comes back to the whole community thing, because we have some stuff launching around that as well. And I know when we originally started Kindred, you know, obviously she's doing some tricks on her little sister. Oh, wow. Yeah, but we can't see that on there, so that's okay. I'll have a look in a minute. We're getting some bike tricks down here. But yes, it really is about offering those real mum insights. And I know that we've got, Jess has been interviewing some wonderful community members through with our real stories, which we know is so important. So I'm going to be doing a call out shortly, but if you have a story that you want to tell about your experience, whether it's pregnancy, whether it's your early parenting, toddlerhood, anything, maybe you've been through the first 5 years and you've got something that you think everyone should know about, we want to hear it. We want to share this information. Definitely.
Yeah, send it through. Send us a message. And,
absolutely. So exactly. Well, it's getting rowdier and rowdier behind me. I've got washing hanging up. I've got, you know, the TV going. I've got this play date coming up right now, which is exciting to give me some time to work. But I just, again, wanted to touch base with everyone, check in and see how everyone's going. Thank you for those that left your little comments and messages, because, we believe community is so important as well during these times. We want you to be able to think of us as your community, our experts as your community. You know, we, as I said, are going to be launching some beautiful new features in the app, which we're very excited about. There may be, what were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say yay.
I know. So much exciting things happening. I know, always. I feel like I'm always saying this, but it is. It's because we're always building and innovating and listening to your feedback. So really love having everyone as part of the community. Keep your eyes peeled on our stories. I will share an opening for submitting those real stories. We'll obviously announce all of the new features when they're live. And we really do want to be here as a resource for you. So if there's anything you want to see or do more or see more of, please let us know. And then Jess, your article should be live very soon as well about the support during this time.
This afternoon I'll pop that up. So awesome.
Anything else you want to add? I always talk too much.
I I don't think so. We've also got some really cool content. I think it went up last week or the week before about just winter content. Just lots of like,
Yes.
Like, I don't want to say, no, I'm not going to use that word. It's just, it's as a, you know, like the stuff you get excited about as a mum, like boring stuff, like laundry hacks. Like,
yes,
there's like awesome stuff like that, but also stuff like around the house and mold and dampness, which is so like nerdy, but I was so interested in it because it's just constant. And yeah, when you're trying to run a household and you're trying to keep the mold situation at bay, it's actually super helpful content. So there's some really cool stuff that went up last week. So we'll do some links to that too,
That's a good point. My dehumidifier has literally been on non-stop because I hang my washing inside majority of the time, and you don't actually realize how much moisture that puts in the air. I was finding a tiny little specks on the windows because you get that the build-up of moisture. If you've got open plan where you've got kitchen going on, you've got heaters going, you've got
this is what I've got. I've just moved, and I'm just learning. Like, you know, you get used to where your mold is and what you got to do, and now I've moved house, so now I'm like, okay, what's the new place like? What am I going to do?
The reality is a lot of us have that situation whether we know it or not, because we are so coast. I mean, we're all living up and down the coast, and I think it's just, it's something to be very mindful of. And I love the laundry hacks article is a game changer. It's a bit of a mesh of ones that the team have learnt over the years, but I just thought there were some really clever things in there, and I'm all for efficiency. If we can find a few more efficient ways to do things, then go for it.
Isn't that part of parenthood, the things you get excited about now? Laundry hacks.
I know, and your standards and everything, it just all changes, doesn't it?
And like now you look outside and you're like, yes, there's sun, the washing will dry today.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. I've been washing on, I don't know how, we haven't been going anywhere and I still have, you know.
I know, there's so much washing. Why?
Oh, I don't know. These little people keep us busy. Anyway, I've just noticed the time, and Jess, thank you. I put you on the spot and said, let's go live. So this has been awesome. It's been so nice being able to catch up and touch base with everyone on here. We'll obviously share this video afterwards as well. But yeah, we will definitely try and kick back for our Monday musings, which we usually do on a Mondays.
What day? Oh, it's Tuesday.
I know it's Tuesday. I know, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't count. When you're in lockdown, every day is the same. But we will be doing our expert lives again, so keep your eyes out for those. They're coming back in a slightly different format, but I'll certainly announce where you can watch those and how you can access them. But at any given time, if you miss any of our videos, we always have them in the app. We have a video feed in there. You can jump on in and take a look and explore all of the videos that we have. But yeah, we're just here for you whenever you need us. So I hope everyone is staying safe and well. And and Jess, I'm glad you got into your new house and you're surviving with your boys there as well.
We made it.
All right.
All right.
Take care, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.
Mommy.